Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Divya Sakalkar. Welcome to my channel Diabetes Simplified. In my previous video, we had learned about 5 simple steps to be done in order to manage diabetes better. Today, we'll be learning more about regular blood checks. Regular blood checks plays a very important role in diabetes management. Rise in blood sugar does not always come up with symptoms. Hence, it goes unchecked for a long period of time and damage, rather silent damage, is already being caused. This damage can be prevented by doing regular blood checks. Now, what are the different ways to do it? One is a routine technique which all of us do is checking our blood in laboratory. Now, lab results are of two types. One is fasting, and another may be either your post breakfast sugar or your post lunch sugar. Next is CGMS or continuous glucose monitoring system. Now, this system consists of two parts. One is chip, another thing is a reader. Now, chip is almost of a size of a coin which fits on your arm and it stays there for a period of 14 days. During this period, it records the blood sugar over a period of 24 by 7. Now, in between, in case if you want to check your sugars, you can simply take the reader over the chip and results are available. After 14 days, this chip gives the way in which your blood sugar behaves throughout the day in form of graphs. Another method is checking your blood sugar using a glucometer. Now, glucometer is a device which each and every diabetic should have at their home. Now, we'll learn more about how to use a glucometer. Now, if you go into market, you will get n number of companies selling glucometer. You have AccuCheck, you have Wear Contour, you have One Touch, you have Sugar Track. Remember one thing, whenever you buy a glucometer, always calibrate the glucometer. Now, how you can do that? Whenever you go to lab to check your blood sugar, always carry a glucometer with you, and when the blood is drawn from your vein, prick yourself on your fingertip and measure your sugar. Note it down, and once the lab results are available, compare both readings. Always, glucometer readings are 10 to 20% higher as compared to your lab readings because glucometer uses capillary blood while in laboratory venous blood is used for blood glucose monitoring. Now, another important thing which you should remember is the expiry date. Yes, always see to it that you check the expiry date of the strips, and once the strip bottle is open, put down the date of opening, and the strip bottle should be used within 2 months of opening for better results. Now let's see how to use a glucometer. Glucometer consists of a meter, a pricker, lancet and strip bottle. Now first we'll see how to load a pricker. Now this is how a pricker, more or less pricker looks like. You can see it has calibrations over it. Now these calibrations are for the intensity with which your finger will be pricked for drawing blood, which means in case if your finger pulp part is very thin, then you can set your pricker pointer on lesser numbers, that is from 0 to 2 or 3. If your pulp size of your pulp is bit thicker, then you can set it on higher values, that is 4 or 5. Now while loading a pricker, simply uncap it, take a fresh lancet, uncap the lancet. This is the cap part. Uncap it. Insert the needle into the needle holder. Push it down. Recap the pricker. This is the pointer. Set the pricker as per the pulp thickness. Now currently I have set it on 4. Now your pricker is ready for use. Next we'll learn about strips. This is how a strip bottle looks, and these are the strips. Now strip has 2 parts over it. A barcode like part which you can see on the upper side is the part which should be inserted into the glucometer, and this part which you can see is the part where blood should be collected. Now it is very important to know which part should be inserted into the glucometer. For better understanding, always read the user manual which is provided with the glucometer. More or less all the glucometers have similar functioning, but it is always better to get it clarified. Now whenever you insert the strip, this is the port where strip should be inserted. Make sure you don't touch the blood collector part. So this is the way you should insert it. Once inserted, wait for the glucometer to get ready. This is the signal that your glucometer is ready. Now, how to prick yourself? Now, most frequently asked question is which finger to be pricked. You can choose any finger of your hand for pricking. Most commonly used is either index, middle or ring finger. Now, before pricking, always warm up your hands by simply rubbing. Then the finger which you choose for pricking should be massaged gently and hold it gently. Now, ideal side for pricking are the sides of the fingertip. Don't prick over the pulp because sides are little less painful as compared to the pulp part. Now, once your finger is ready for pricking, hold the pricker upright on your fingertip and push the plunger. Now, once you prick yourself, you should remember that the prick should be bold enough for the blood to ooze out on its own. Never squeeze your finger because it may give you varied results. Now, once the blood drop is available, take your glucometer, the strip close to the blood drop, and just gently touch the blood drop and allow the strip to draw the blood on its own. Don't put the blood over the strip or don't rub the strip over the blood drop. Both the methods are incorrect. Once that is done, readings will be available. Now, once the readings are available, always see to it that you maintain a diary to record the readings. Whenever you record a reading, always mention the date, time, and the meal or the food which you had before taking the reading. Now, next question is how many readings are to be taken? Now, generally in our clinic, we advise our patients to take 4 readings in a day, being your fasting, post breakfast, post lunch, and post dinner. Now, these 4 readings gives a general pattern in which your blood sugar levels generally behave after your major meals along with your fasting blood sugar. Now, 2 important things here to remember is 2 hours which you count should be always counted from the moment you start having your meal and not after finishing your meal. And second thing, fasting blood sugar is a blood sugar which is taken after a period of 8 hours of fasting. So it does not mean that it is always to be taken or always to be measured in early morning. Any blood sugar which is recorded after 8 hours of fast is considered as fasting. Now this thing is important for patients who do shift jobs. For patients who do generally work at night shift, it is impossible or it is not practically possible for them to measure their blood sugars, to have fasting blood sugar measured after doing fasting over the night period. As a result, they can check their fasting blood sugar during daytime. So this was about regular blood checks. In my next video, we'll be learning more about exercise. Till then, stay tuned. Don't forget to share, follow, and subscribe. Thank you.